Peace, one love and progress, Facebook fam. This is Reverend Samuel Monroe Holloway, aka affectionately known as Brother Lumumba. I had explained to a lot of folks the reason why I wasn't on Facebook too tough these days is solely because I've been losing my voice from a lot of lecturing I've been doing around the DC area, but I'm starting to get my little voice back and whatnot like that there. But more importantly, I'm really not doing a lot of stuff on Facebook too tough. I want y'all to go to just go to YouTube. And on YouTube it's a little bit more longer in detail where I cover just different subject matter, and it's entitled Omowale, or excuse me, Conversations with Omowale. Type in Conversations, Conversations, Conversations plural, with Omowale, Omowale. So it might be that sermon I want to do for that Sunday. It might be just conversations that I want to have with friends of mine like Bobby Lee and Wallace, or Tabitha and down towards Ivanhoe, or Teresa McNeil. Any of my friends, my wife Angela, whatever's clever. At the end of the day, everybody will be able to see it on YouTube. Now, what I'm doing today in the context of Conversations with Omowale is this. A lot of folks ask me about altars, and should Christians have altars, because it's a lot like what you see in the Bible where they talk bad about dedicating stuff to gods and other entities or deities outside of Yahweh, outside of God, outside of the conventional conceptualization of God. But now some African Americans, even in the church, are into ancestral worship and stuff like that there. Well, I'm not necessarily into it in totality, but there are some aspects of it that I do embrace, and it's biblically based. As a matter of fact, I embrace, and it's biblically based. And what I'm going to share with y'all today, just on Facebook, probably for the last time, is how, if you wanted to make something that is, as a reverend, a preacher, a pastor, a parishioner, just somebody that's into spirituality, what you would use without having to give, what's the word for it, so much acknowledgement or recognition of some God outside of the God you believe in. It's just something that you might be receptive to in creation. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with it's not a rug, it's more like it's a form of cultural art that is expressive of a lot of things that I believe in and view or feel connected to in creation that help me better relate to God. And so what it is I might start out with a whole roll of a cow, for example. Now, right off the bat, some Christians, why are you going into that cow thing? You worshiping Hathor, the god from Egypt, and blah, blah, blah. No. What I'm saying is I might identify with that, what the ancient Egyptians for Commissions call a netter. It is a representative of God, or a power force that God makes uniquely manifest that most of creation can relate to and identify with. And for example, looking at anyway, I'm gonna get into it later on, right directly after I put this on. So for those of y'all that are interested, remember, go to Conversations with Omowale. Conversations with Omowale. You're going to see interviews with me and Dr. Kane Hope Felder. You're going to see interviews with me and my dude Joe Bailey's father, A. Peter Bailey, who was Malcolm X's running partner and publicist, and wrote all kinds of stuff for him, and just recently wrote a play called Malcolm, Martin, and Medgar. That's going to be showing up here in Washington, D.C. At the end of the day, here's the thing. I'm just telling y'all that I'm going to be putting some real hot stuff out there now. And if you're interested in it, you're interested in it. If you ain't, you ain't got to look at my page. But for Natasha, for Antoinette, for Teresa McNeil and Connie and whatnot, all y'all got to do is tune in to or just go to YouTube and look up Conversations with Omowale, Omowale. And it is something that I decided I wanted to do because I could cover things in more detail, from sermonic deliveries to just kicking it about certain subject matter that Y'all know we had some of the most wonderful conversations, me and you, Connie. AJ, we'd sit down and dialogue about current stuff. Quiet as this kept, I got an interview of recent with Dr. Kane Hopefelder, who wrote Troubling Biblical Waters, straight out of Howard University School of Divinity, and A.P. the Bailey, where they say that they don't even believe that Donald Trump might even last a full term, solely not because he's gonna get assassinated, but because before he'll give up his money and expose all this, to this day he still ain't. And this is what January the 8th. He still hasn't given up his taxes, his relationship to Russia, or nothing. They said before he'll give up his money, he'll give up the presidency. Presidencies come and go. But at the end of the day, that dough he got, that ain't coming and going like that. And he's an expert of getting around things that don't work. So it's just an interesting perspective to look at from our elders who we respect, who ain't got no taint on their name. Like A.P. the Bailey. I love you, Unc. And I love you too, Dr. Felder. You my daddy and you know it. No matter what the paternity stuff says. All my Howard University School of Divinity fam. I'm going to be making sure that whatever the subject matter is we cover in this semester. As a matter of fact, one of my favorites right now, for those of y'all that are basically interested, this one book right here. I'm going to be with Dr. Renee Harrison's sister. Is no doggone joke. And this is her forte. The Negro Church. And what's so sweet about this is just about church history. Not how many preachers and pastors getting old and whatnot. It's just awesome at the history that the role that the African American church played here in the United States. And so with that thought in mind, this is one of my subject matters I got to cover this year. I'm this semester, and it's three credits. But it's very, very it's very interesting in this particular subject matter. I'm going to make sure I share with y'all as well. But I'm covering all kinds of stuff. We're going to get into the Kabbalah. We're going to get into a book. Y'all look up this book called Anacalypsis. Anacalypsis. Ptis. I think it is. Anacalypsis. And it's an attempt to draw aside the Saitic veil of Isis. In any case, at the end of the day, so much stuff is getting bad names these days, like the name Thoth. I done heard people call this thing Thoth this and Thoth that, meaning negative and dirty. Let me tell you something. Thoth is the name of the so-called Commission of the Egyptian Neter. This power force that is representative God of wisdom, of education, of enlightenment, of being able to write. Black folks, boy, us African Americans is toe up. Now, remember, Black History Month is coming up. So if you need somebody to teach Black history for you in a classroom setting or in a lecture setting in your mosque, in your Elks Lodge, what do you call these again? Eastern Stars, Prince Hall, whatever's clever, your church, whatever's clever. You want it biblically relevant or whatever, just get at me. It's 301-532-9223. That's 301-532-9223. And this is Reverend Samuel Monroe Holloway, a.k.a. Brother Lumumba. The other word I want to get y'all with is just remember this. This sister, Hypatia, look her up. Northern Egyptian sister that was a mathematician, and this new movie that's come up with something. God, I done heard the name of the movie 16 times already, and I'm going to see it today. The three sisters that play this major role, the sisters that help with sending the first men out into outer space and whatnot, some other stuff. But in any case, they represent the spirit of Hypatia. What is it called? Jesus, old folks moment. In any case, and I was sharing one last thing with some folks. I got all kind of classical literature, but this one right here, y'all remember this? National Geographic, the Black Pharaohs. Look at this edition right here, because I'm telling you, this back in the days, this is all black folks had to work with. And by them giving this up, the National Geographic doing this back in the days, it would blow your mind at some of the stuff they put in here about black folks. So, I'll be proud of your history, and your history will be proud of you in the context that it will make you understand and better appreciate yourself and kind and the role that we've played and the contribution to the betterment of humanity. So I love you all, folks. Remember that. Conversations with Omowale. And you can find that on YouTube. And I throw it on Facebook now instead of Word from the Reverend. So get at me on YouTube, Conversations with Lumumba. You're going to see interviews with Dr. Kane Hopefelder talking about how when he first met Martin Luther King and how he felt about Thurgood Marshall and how personally meeting Howard Thurman. I got a lot of deep interviews. Love you, man. Take care and God bless. That's word for the rest.